Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to make two headbands with African fabric using our DIY box from our Headband Workshop. So if you have purchased the box, thank you very much, and if you haven't, that's okay. You can still go on our website and get yours. Let's get started. You will receive your DIY box directly sent to your house, and everything you need to make your headbands is inside the box, but you will need a pair of scissors because for security matter we couldn't put that in the box. In the box you have a thank you card because I like to thank you personally when you purchase from Neftali Couture, my business card with all my details and information, pieces of fabric for the couronne de fleur headband and for the braided headband, a wee white box, marker, and two blank headbands. We will start with the couronne de fleur headband, so you can put the rest aside. You'll need the metallic blank headband, the piece of fabric, the marker, and the wee white box. In the box you have a needle, two strands of red ribbon, glue, black thread, and clips. And for the pieces of fabric you have 6 rectangles with a white dot or white cross on the wrong side of the fabric. You will see the difference that the right side is brighter than the wrong side. You have strips of fabric, a very long one that we will use to cover our headband, and 5 other ones to make our petals. We will start with the red ribbon. What you want to do is to glue the ribbon directly onto the blank headband. Unseal the glue first, and then we will glue directly on the blank headband. Press it and repeat. Next, we will use our longest strip to cover up our blank headband, but what we want is to have the raw edges inside, so we will fold it in order to have the raw edges in the center and the fold outside. So you will put some glue on your blank headband, don't forget to close your glue every time you use it to make sure that it doesn't dry up. Take your folded strip and put it on top of the glue and press it to make sure that it glues together. And then what you want to do is to go round and round. In the same time that you are going around your blank headband, you are keeping on folding your fabric to have the raw edges in. And you use your thumb and second finger to keep your fabric tight so that it won't unravel while you are doing it. With one hand, you will keep the fabric onto your blank headband so that it won't unravel, and with the other hand, you will keep on wrapping your blank headband. Don't worry if you don't get it right in the beginning. As you can see, I struggled too, and it's not my first headband. So the more you will be doing it, the easier it will get. Just trust the process and take your time. Now we are at the end, so what you want to do is use a clip, cut the excess of fabric. You will need a webbing next to you. And so to finish, what we want to do is to fold the extremity of our strip and then put some glue and glue the extremity. And voila! Yay! We did it! Next, we are going to make our petals. So you have 5 strips of fabric, 2 medium ones, 1 big one, and 2 small ones. I'll start with the small one. So what you want to do is to take your strip and fold it one way and then fold it the other way and keep on doing that, just like an accordion. Then you can take one clip and use it to keep the fabric together. Take the marker and draw a petal just like that. Now we are going to cut around what we just drew. It can be hard, but keep on going. Next, you will use your needle and black thread, and what you want to do is to put your needle one way and the other way of the fabric. And then gather it together to form your flower. So you want to gather it in a circular way so that it can make your flower. And then you keep on going with your needle one way and the other of your strip and gather. One way, the other, one way, the other, and then gather it together in a circular motion. Once you get at the extremity of your strip, what you want to do is to connect the 2 extremities of that strip, and you want to make knots to make sure that your flower doesn't open up. So your knots and your sewing needs to be firm to make sure that it doesn't open up. I hope it makes sense. Then once you are finished, what you want to do is to make a final knot, pass your needle through the fabric, create a loop, go through that loop, and you tighten it. And voila! You repeat this process for the 4 strips left so that you will have 5 flowers in total. If you have come this far, well done, we are almost there. So what we want to do now is to draw our leaves. To do so, you will need your rectangles and you will fold your fabric once and then a second time. Use your clip to keep it together and then you will draw your leaf. Repeat the same thing for all the rectangles. Okay, now we are going to glue our petals and our leaves. So you will take the big one and put it in the middle of your headband. I started first by putting the glue on the headband and on the fabric, as you can see, but it's not the best technique, I must say. So I had to put some glue again, holding my flower and my headband like that and then pressing it. So this way it's much better than the first one. Press it for a few seconds to make sure that it glues well together. And then you will take the medium flowers and glue them aside of your big flower. You can rearrange the petal to make sure that it looks great. And you repeat on gluing the same way. So basically I put the flower on the bottom, the support on top, and then I put my glue between the support and the flower. I put my glue and then I press with my finger for a few seconds so that it glues together, and then I repeat the process for all the flowers. And lastly, we will glue our leaves. So we will glue them in between of the flowers. For some reason, this fabric glues less well than the petals one. So you will have to insist when you are gluing your leaves. And voila! And that's the first headband made. You did it! Well done! I had to redo my hairstyle so that the couronne de fleurs could fit well. So what do you think? Now we are going to do our second headband, the braided headband. So we will need to get the fabric and the blank headband that we put aside earlier. So our blank headband and our piece of fabric. I promise this one will be much more easier than this one, I promise. So you have 2 small strips with a white cross again on the wrong side of the fabric, and this is the right side of the fabric. And then you have 3 strips that we will be using for our braid. So the first step is to turn the right fabric inside out. To do so, what you want to do is to take your 2 thumbs, put them into your tunnel, and just pull the fabric with your other fingers. Pull the fabric in like that. And then once you are at the end, what you want to do is to take the end, right, and pull it inside, and then just pull it like that. Okay, and then what you want is to have the seam in the center back. So you just pull your fabric in order to have the seam in the center, and you just flatten it so that it will be nice and neat. So what you want to do now is to take all the pieces together. I am going to put my clips. In case you don't know how to make a braid, I will show you. So what you want to do is to have your strips separated. Then from your right, you want to take strip 1 and put it under strip 2. And then strip 1 on top of strip 3. And then you repeat the same process. So I will do it again, but tighter. The next step will be to glue our blank headband to our braid that we just made. What I like to do first is to do it without the glue. Just put the braid onto the headband and make sure that the extremity is flat and looking good. And then I wrap the extremities together and I use a clip to hold them together. If you want your headband to be fluffy, you can pull your braid. What you want to do now is to pull your fabric away from the blank headband, put some glue on the blank headband, then lift up your braid and position it in the right way, then glue it together. Next, we will need to cut the excess of fabric. I used black thread to keep my fabric together, but this is not mandatory. I just lost one nail on my second finger. I don't know where it went, how I lost it, but anyways. So we are almost done, guys. What we want to do now is to glue our rectangles at the extremities of our headband to have a clean finish. So you will need to fold your rectangle and then glue it onto the extremity and repeat the same process onto the other extremity. So you fold it, then you put it onto the extremity, or you want to fold the raw edges and then fold it again. You can put a clip before putting the glue. Then you put your glue. And then you put your clip to hold the fabric together. And voila! And that's a wrap. We just made 2 headbands with African fabric. I hope that you enjoyed watching this, and I hope that you enjoyed making it yourself. I lost a few nails and I have glue everywhere on my finger, but it was worth it. If you liked it, let me know. Let me see your creations, what it turned out to be, and even send me a picture of you wearing your headbands. And see you next time. Thank you. Bye.